All right, we back. What's the name of this channel? We got two names now, right?
We are the BattleRap couple.
Obviously.
Yeah. And our subtitle is Teacher My Wife BattleRap.
Yeah, man. So we started the other day. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, subscribed already.
Yeah.
We said if one person commented, we would be good.
Yeah.
A few people commented, said it was some of the best reviews they seen in BattleRap. So here we are, going again.
So yeah, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. That's the one thing, we're still learning how to remember to say.
I don't even be caring about that. But it's funny because after our first one, we tried to sign up to the app for the first time. A lot of people got mixed reviews about the app. But we tried to sign up so we could see specifically Tay Roc and Kyd Slade.
Yeah.
The sign up was unsuccessful. The app is just mad confusing, bro. Like, Smack, I'm pretty sure you won't see this, but somebody who see this, tell Smack they gotta get that app together because we tried to sign up, couldn't even do it, so we wasn't able to see the battle yet. I'm still working on some other ways to check out the battle. Some of y'all know those ways. But we don't have to see the battle to have this conversation. At this point, I'm sure y'all know what happened. As far as the snitching allegations, the newest set of paperwork, I think this is the third time. We talked about Lux and Clips. You saw that.
Which we spoke about in our last review.
Right. I've told you about Adi Boom and Big K. I don't think I've showed you that yet. That was probably the biggest one ever. And now this may take the cake, depending on what comes of this. So for those of y'all that don't know, Tay Roc, Kyd Slade had their battle. And Tay Roc brought paperwork showing that Kyd Slade had testified in a superior court. Y'all could go look it up if y'all want to get that deep. Everybody talking about it, but just in case y'all been under a rock, no pun intended, that's what's been going on.
That was nice.
Bars. I'm an artist too. Check out the website in the description. But we're not really gonna get into the specifics of the case. We're not here to play lawyer with y'all.
Right.
We didn't see the battle, so we're not really here to break down bars.
Right.
We are a psychology page that happens to pay attention to battle rap. So we want to kind of get into the psychology of what has been transpiring the past couple days.
Yeah, and so just to go ahead and jump in, I saw Kyd Slade from the last battle that he had with Stumbles.
Yeah.
That was my first time experiencing him. My husband had already saw him on, with PG.
I don't know if he been on PGs, but he been on like mostly smaller leagues.
Yeah, smaller leagues.
Yeah.
So that was my first time seeing Kyd Slade, and I was like, okay, I enjoyed him. I really liked him a lot. I liked his material a lot. And to find out immediately after that battle that he was gonna be battling Tay Roc, instantly set off red flags for me. Cleo, go sit down. You can't come. My German Shepherd is trying
to get in the battle rap discussion.
She's trying to be in the mix. So finding out Kyd Slade went from battling Stumbles on his first, big stage. Now he has the opportunity to, and he did a great job. So now he has the opportunity to really just kind of flourish and keep trying, keep building. You give him Tay Roc. That didn't make sense to me, because why would you give someone who is working their way up to someone like Tay Roc off the rip? Mm-hmm. And the first thing I said was,
it's a setup.
They trying to set this man up. Like, you give people the opportunity. Even bigger names like that will normally say, nah, you're going to have to battle a few more people before you get to me. So
even Easy has been saying that.
Yeah. So
and he's under Tay Roc.
It was just odd that he only did great in one big stage battle, and automatically he got Tay Roc. And that just made me really fearful for his career. It made me think, like, if Tay Roc gets him out of here, he really didn't even stand a chance to try to build his momentum, because they went and gave him a legend his real first
test. Yeah.
That sounds like a setup to me.
Right. And you've been saying that from when they first announced
second I heard it.
having nothing to do with what just transpired. So when you heard about what happened, like I woke up, you know, we meditated first. Again, I'm a meditation teacher, counselor, a bunch of stuff. Hit me up if y'all want a session. Same thing for her. But after we meditated, first thing I told you, like, yo, it got bad last night. She was like, what? Did Slade forget his bars? I'm like, nah, worse. She was like, did Roc 30 him? I'm like, nah, worse. She just going down all these different things. And when I finally got to Roc brought paperwork, she said.
Yeah, man.
So when you first caught wind of it, what was your first reaction?
Well,
especially being the fact that you already felt like it was a setup.
I didn't, so the weight of the paperwork, I didn't even feel the weight of the paperwork. How everybody else is like, as soon as they see paperwork, it's like, oh, he got him out of here.
Right.
I didn't go straight to that because I first remember, why did they give him Tay Roc? Out of all the people Tay Roc could have taken, all the people they could have given Kyd Slade, why give him Tay Roc? That already felt like a setup. So now to know that there's also paperwork, it's like, this really feels like a setup now. And it feels like a setup that has multiple entities involved. Because if you're trying to give somebody an opportunity to advance their career, you're not going to give them the one person that you know is good for destroying people.
Right.
So I didn't even like buy into the paperwork, even though I'm not, obviously it's real. But I didn't feel the heaviness of that as much as I went straight to some in the water ain't clean.
Right. And this is your first time experiencing the paperwork moment. Knowing what you know about battle rap thus far, how have you been perceiving this type of level of a soap opera?
Yeah, this is, this is better than the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta all the time, and this is better than that. Cass ain't even here,
right.
And it's just something after something. But as far as the breakdown of the paper aspect and seeing Kyd Slade really morph into his name, he turned into a visible child. Yeah. When Tay Roc started talking about the paperwork, he couldn't even be still. He was wiggly.
He had his towel around his face. He was kind of looking up at Roc to see what he was going to do.
Yeah. So that told me there I didn't have to question the paperwork. The paperwork was authentic because of how he responded, how his body language changed, how his facial expressions changed, and how aggressive he got as well. Now, again, we didn't see the whole battle, so we were seeing angles where Tay Roc was doing like weird stuff, like pushing him.
And we never seen Tay Roc like that, so that whole thing about you feeling like it possibly was a setup, because she was saying she felt like Roc could have possibly had this information when he first signed up to take Slade, and this is part of why he wanted to do it. I'm still on the fence about that, but I could see that being a possibility.
Yeah, and so my thing was just adding up all of the reasons why this didn't feel right. So you got them giving Kyd Slade Tay Roc, that didn't feel right. Tay Roc just magically has all of this paperwork nobody else has used,
right,
which felt like, okay. But then Tay Roc in his video, in his interview, he's just like, well, I signed to Kyd Slade before I had the paperwork.
Right.
I would want to see proof of that. Because for all I know, you got the paperwork and then you signed to get Kyd Slade. Right. And how do I know that Smack or anybody in URL didn't the paperwork or didn't know that you had it? It just felt like a setup to me. And the reason why I also honed in on the fact that it felt like a setup is because I was watching the live between Nunu and Calico. And Nunu even said in a roundabout way that she felt uncomfortable that Kyd Slade had Tay Roc, that she was confused on why Kyd Slade had Tay Roc, and that whole matchup, how she just didn't feel like it was good for his career. Right. So if Nunu is saying, how did this even happen? Why is he battling Tay Roc? And other people are saying this sounds like, career suicide. Kyd Slade's gonna take Tay Roc, right?
Anybody gonna take Tay Roc?
Yeah, he's gonna take Tay Roc because it's Tay Roc. He's a legend.
Right. But
he's also in his interviews prior to the battle proving why he wanted to battle Tay Roc. So it was like, no, it's not gonna be bad for my career. It's not gonna ruin my career. I'm gonna show y'all. So it's just so many nuances to where it was like.
And then with Smack went live. Bruh, if y'all watch Battle Rap, how many times we seen Smack say, no taping, get him out of here. They literally kick people out of the building. Smack went on live during the battle. While Rock is rapping, not just during the little scuffle. It's like a 1.5-minute clip. I don't know if y'all was on his live or seen it on YouTube. With Smack just holding the camera, letting Rock rap in front of the live. We ain't never seen Smack do that. So it's almost like kind of corroborating the possibility of what you were saying, because it's like even Smack want his live to see this destruction right now,
right?
Which is crazy. Smack's laughing the whole time, like this is serious allegations. This could possibly get a nigga killed, end his career, stop his money. And Smack is laughing about this, so still not saying it's a definite, but it's definitely some things to think about.
And then my thing too is if you always telling people don't record, and then the reason why we weren't able to see these battles yesterday or the day that it came out Saturday is because you wanted to put them on the app to convince everybody to go to the app. So why get on live to show a piece of the battle if you are wanting everybody to drive their attention to the app? So it's just inconsistent with with the narrative of I want everybody to use the app. If you want to see this battle, go to the app. Then why are you going live? It just felt odd.
So let me ask you this too. And we kind of talked about Arsenal going to the level he did with going to the phone and like his pride and the psychology of that. What do you think was involved in somebody like Slade in his biggest moment in his career, battling somebody like Roc, knowing my name is on paperwork somewhere? And even if it ain't what Roc made it out to be, my name is on paperwork somewhere. What do you think was the psychology behind him not having a pre-battle round ready for what Roc could have done and of course ended up doing?
The only thing that I can think of is either one, he truly feels as though he did not snitch.
Right, okay. I didn't even think about that.
Because, so it's gonna be a few things. Either you dumb as hell because you did snitch and you just didn't think like, damn, one day this is gonna come up. Let me make sure I have material prepared. So if somebody ever brings this up in the battle, whatever round I had, I can scrap that and go to this and use this material to wipe out anything that they said. So he could have did away with anything Tay Roc said by having that pre-rebuttal created.
Right.
But the only other thing as far as the psychology of why he would not have done that is to not feel like he snitched, to be so high on a cloud in his moment to where he didn't even think that people would treat him that way, that they would go to his past, to just forget. If it's something that happened in
2009, they said.
Right, something that happened years ago, to also forget. And it wasn't his situation, it was his brother's situation that based on the paperwork he was kind of dragged into. So the psychology, I would think, could be multiple reasons.
Right, and I don't know how old Slade is, but if we talking about 2009, it's about to be 2023. That's almost 14 years.
Yeah.
He's not a grown-ass man during this situation. He was already in jail. And that's some of what I was saying, like if he was to focus on a pre-battle round, it's ways he could have at least softened the blow. Because from what we have gathered, the information that we know, his brother got smacked in the face with a bottle after he got beat up. You know what I mean? So he's already in jail. He gets subpoenaed to come to court. He doesn't say these niggas have a gun, right? He could have easily said that if he was trying to get dudes back. He did say something. He's like, they had the liquor bottle. But at the end of the day, a lot of y'all that's talking about, oh yeah, that's snitching, this, that, and the third. If your brother get his ass whooped in front of you, and that's the main part of Roc's angle that stuck out to me. Like, yo, why you ain't do nothing in the moment? Like, your brother got his ass whooped and the bottle got smashed in his... What was you doing? What was the tough guy shit then? I get that. But once you already in a situation, you in jail, you get subpoenaed to court, and we talking about y'all brother, most of y'all is probably going to say something in defense of your brother, because if you don't, it's like, nigga, you're not standing up for your brother. So you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Right.
And then the other part of it is, Roc was talking about the childhood friend situation. If it was really that deep, I was telling my wife earlier, a nigga going to jail for whatever amount of time he went to jail for is low-key sparing him. Because what's the other option? You gonna kill him. Ain't no coming back from that. Ain't no waking up even on a cot tomorrow. Death is death. So it could have also been a situation of, you know, possibly not wanting to take it that far. But either way, that's kind of what comes with the karma of this street shit. Regardless of how you feel, if he snitched, if what he said made sense to you, a lot of it did to me. A lot of what Roc said made sense. So we kind of in the middle. But the difference between him and a nigga like Easy, who everybody kind of wanted to see this battle, and I'm just thinking about if Easy got that paperwork, oh my God.
Right.
But the difference between him and Easy don't really glorify it. Easy been through it, possibly even more than Slade. But the way he captures it, it's not a glorification. Slade literally stands on, I'm the plug talk, like actively still being in it. So with that, you gotta understand that the expectations of the streets, the expectations of the general population, and their perception of how the streets is handled, it's never fair. No matter what way you slice it. You're gonna end up in dead, jail, or snitching on somebody. Very few niggas make it through street shit without one of those things happening. So, you know, you gotta kind of take what comes with it if you're gonna talk that type of talk.
Yeah, and the other aspect was, you know, I saw Tay Roc was doing a lot of defending himself. Like, the reason why he put it out, because a lot of people in the comments are saying how Tay Roc was wrong. And so I personally don't feel like Tay Roc was wrong for bringing this information out. If the information is given to you, like he said, they wouldn't have hesitated to bring it out against him. So I don't think he was wrong for bringing the information out. I do think that if you're gonna bring out information like this that could possibly ruin somebody's career, that you do slightly have a responsibility in making sure that you are actually speaking the truth.
Right.
And by just reading what was written,
it's not how Tay Roc made it out to be.
It's not how Tay Roc made it out to be. A lot of that was embellished. What I read and what I heard and what Kyd Slade said, that feels like the truth to me. It doesn't feel like he snitched. Even when, you know, everybody's like, you should have pleaded the fifth. You shouldn't have said nothing. And so the nigga's like, well, I said they didn't have a gun. And when
pressed me on it. Yeah.
Right. And then when it comes down to the people, do you know these people? Because Tay Roc's angle was you pointed out the people. Well, they had video. They had video saying like, oh, so you don't know them and you was just at a funeral with him. You was just at a party with him or wherever he was. So it's just so many nuances that people also have to take into consideration before throwing Kyd Slade away, saying that he snitched, because this doesn't sound like snitching to me. His story made sense. But back to what I was saying, as far as I don't think Tay Roc was wrong for presenting that. However, you present it, if you don't have no emotional connection to it, you present it and keep it moving. The other aspect that builds the story on why this feels personal to me is because the pushing, which was weird.
We never seen Tay Roc do that.
And then why are you so emotionally involved in these interviews? Like, it feels personal the way that you keep calling him a snitch, you keep calling him a rat, you keep calling him a rat ass nigga. If you just presenting the information that because it's a battle and you just trying to get him out of here, you trying to get the win, it's not personal. I'm just presenting the facts. I don't have no personal issue with you, whether you a rat or not. Like, I don't have no personal issue.
Yeah, Roc been yelling more than Slade.
Exactly. And there's a video, I can't tell if it's 15 Minutes of Fame or Hip Hop is Real, but the thumbnail is Tay Roc literally yelling. Like, his picture in the Tay Roc versus Kyd Slade thumbnail is him yelling. So I'm like, why are you so emotionally involved in a situation that you just presenting the paperwork in? I wouldn't give a damn if people thought I was wrong or not. I'm doing my job and I'm gonna keep it moving.
That's the approach that the one I gotta show you, Big K, the white boy that did it to Adi Boom. That was his approach. Like, the end of the battle, even though Adi Boom actually out-rapped Big K in that battle, material-wise, he won the battle. But Big K knew he did what he needed to do. The moment the battle was over, Adi Boom was out of here. He was never gonna rap again on any stage. Big K was mad, calm about it afterwards. He's like, I really don't want to talk about it. I felt the need to put it out. That's that.
That's it. And I respect that.
Yeah.
But just the behaviors, him pushing, him being super like emotionally involved after you've already presented. I mean, you done already presented the information. The nigga already fighting for his life in the battle rap community. It's not necessary to keep kicking this nigga while he's down, especially the way that you presented the information isn't 100% how it's written in the format. And you got Smack recording. They randomly gave Kyd Slade you his opportunity to grow. And it's like everything was kind of created to stop this man in his tracks.
And then the other aspect of it is like, what level of snitching are we really talking about? Battle rap is literally snitching on another dude about whatever it is he doing, bringing it to the light. Tay Roc just snitched on the fact that he snitched. Big K snitched on the fact that Adi Boom snitched.
Right.
So like, what level are we going to take it to? And it just brings you back to the fickleness of not just the fans in battle rap, but the fickleness of human beings. All of us got some dirt on us in some way, shape, or form. Not everybody has stood up on a superior court and ratted on somebody else. But it's just another example of, you know, just the psychology of understanding that everybody been through some shit. Everybody got skeletons. Everybody got a past to them. What level are you gonna, you know, throw stones at somebody else and then sit there and want that same stuff in return? Because when Roc was going through his stuff with the training rumors, right? And Mook literally said, say I'm lying.
And I'm gonna play this audio.
Roc ain't say shit, right? And nobody was on Roc's side then, but he worked his way through it, right? When the him getting robbed, those allegations. Roc been through mad stuff. He stood tall throughout it. But the same stuff he kind of just came at Slade for in a different format, of course. He been through the same shit. And we may say, well, if you get somebody locked up, that's their life. Slade may never rap again. That's that man's career possibly.
Right.
A nigga may have to go back to getting a regular job when you was on the precipice of stardom. That could do something to a nigga.
Right.
And Slade said that in his live. Niggas get pulled up on that lights and lives ended for shit less than this. Yeah. And even beyond that, you never know how mentally strong or not a man is. We seen Tech 9, of course, for completely different reasons, take his life. So niggas really gotta understand, in situations like this, if two rappers is like, yo, we just want to see who's the most talented, who got the best pen, that's battle rap. This type of shit is way beyond battle rap. This is life. So we really just got to take into account as the battle rap community, as fans, as promoters, as managers, as the battle rappers themselves. This shit get just as real as street shit.
Yeah, and I don't think it's right to throw Kyd Slade away because he has these nuances that are coming out in ways where y'all not acknowledging the totality of the story. Y'all acknowledging what Tay Roc used as a haymaker, which in my opinion is just not okay, because he's gonna use whatever information he can to win that battle.
As he should.
Right, and then the truth happens. And so now, you know, it's also the conversation because y'all love to be like, oh, it's just battle rap. But then there's a fine line to where it's just battle rap, but y'all start bringing in people's real lives. And so even the aspect of when I listened to Tay Roc speak, I think he was with, I can't remember which one he was with, 15 Minutes or the other one. But it felt like he was being genuine. And we spoke about like, you know, it don't feel like Tay Roc is lying.
Yeah.
But we've also seen with Murder Mook where he was like, say I'm lying. and I'm gonna prove to your ass I'm not lying. So it does show that Tay Roc has the capacity to be dishonest or to stray from the truth in certain areas, but he's had things happen to him as well. Right,
so with that being said, I guess my last two questions to you. And I also do feel like Slade at least, I'm not gonna say deserves, I feel like I would like to see him have one more shot, whether it's on a URL stage, small room, whatever it is, to be able to say his side of it in the platform. Because whatever he say on an interview is not going to have the same impact as him actually in performance mode, saying what he got to say. So I would like to see how he responds. But first question, you as a developing battle rap fan, Do you like this type of shit? Or would you rather just see two niggas go up there? Because Roc was like, I can beat him without this. What would you rather see?
Man, that's an interesting question because I don't think Tay Roc was wrong in presenting the information. But I also don't want to see a man's career ruined off of you not giving the full totality of the situation.
Gotcha.
Now, if this was his situation, and that was another thing, because it's like, no, you got him 60 years, you got him 30 years. Where?
Right.
Like, explain to me how this fight that was, you know, an intense fight at the very least. I'm not gonna say that it wasn't. I don't know, shit. I wasn't there, but it sounded like it was intense. They had to go to the ER. But 60 years, what you're saying he did doesn't equate to a person getting 60 years, 30 years, let alone 10 years. And so prove that. Prove that what he said is what got these guys 60, 30, 10 years. That's what the basis of what Tay Roc's argument was in his battle. And I don't respect that because at this point, you're not really saying truths. You are embellishing and niggas don't read.
That's perfect analysis. But even beyond that, and I think this applies to the whole subgenre of rap in general, especially in this day and age. You got him 60 years. You got him 37 years. You got him 10 years. Them niggas got them now.
Yeah, I can't get them.
Them niggas beat him up. Them niggas hit him with the bottle. They know what comes with that. So the whole free whoever ... Like even with the Surf situation, we don't know what he did. But we recently saw a clip of Surf literally saying on the radio about when he got shot. I was dumbfounded when I saw this. I don't know if y'all saw this either, but about 4 or 5 months ago, he was on a radio station and they was asking him about the logistics of him getting shot. And he was like, yo, to keep it tall with y'all, I attempted to murder somebody and I didn't finish the job, right? So whether Surf has ever killed anybody, and I don't want to just harp on Surf, still, you know, free to wave for what he is to battle rap. But a lot of times in our culture, we bypass the fact that niggas that get told on, they did something. They murdered somebody. They sold drugs, whatever it is, in some way, shape, or form, they're doing things to negatively impact our community. So on one hand, we want to fight the violence and get mad when the cops shoot, you know what I'm saying? But then it's free ... knowing these niggas have terrorized the hood the whole time. And if somebody happens to rap, we say, he got them time. No, nigga, you did that act.
Right.
You got you time. Somebody just happened to take a stand on your ass to say what you already did.
Right.
We got to be able to take accountability across the board.
And that's the thing too, because people aren't realizing the spiritual karma that comes with your actions. Thanks. And so Kyd Slade, as much as I don't feel he was snitching, but he is receiving the karma from the things that he talks about. So the fact that you were in the courtroom, you were in this situation, whatever it is you said or didn't say, you stand tall on the street life. So street life has come to pay the piper. This is your karma. Even with Surf, before Surf went in, he had a lot of come to Jesus conversations on Twitter and with his friends, acknowledging who he actually is at the core of his being, and not the mask that he has been pretending to be, and the mask that he's been portraying in his songs, in his rap, in his battles. But he also realized that he's receiving the karma of all the things that he talked about.
That's why we had to be proud, because he stood on it. I was proud of him for all of that.
So my thing is, just take accountability, acknowledge what you did, acknowledge what you said. And I think from that, we have to also acknowledge that karma is what's getting people in the situations that's their karma. So when Mook stood up and told Tay Roc, act like say I ain't telling you the truth. You know, that's Tay Roc's karma from all the other shit he does and all the other things that he talks about. So I don't think Tay Roc was wrong for presenting it. I don't think Kyd Slade actually snitched. I wish Tay Roc would have actually given more information, because you do also want to be conscious of the fact that you could possibly ruin another person's career. And I don't know if the aspect of battle rap is to ruin somebody's career or if you just want to win the battle.
Depends on the battle rapper, because
Yeah.
it is some people's intent to destroy you.
Right. And so if that's what their intent is, there's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, my conscience wants to know that a person's not going to take their life because you just outed them in a way to where millions of people are now going against them. I don't think that that's right. But one thing I wish Kyd Slade would have done, he did it after the fact, but I just wish Kyd Slade had a pre-battle, and I wish he was conscious, smart, and more intelligent with how he moved and acknowledging, I do have a past with the court system. I do have a past where I was subpoenaed. Whether you said something or not, nigga, I don't know. I wasn't there. But if you know you have a past in that way, there's no reason why you should be talking all that shit and getting on the stage and not having a round ready to dismantle anybody who brings it up. So the second Tay Roc brought that shit up, he should have instantly been like, oh, whatever I prepared, out the window. I gotta say this shit. So it's not enough to just, you know, come online and be like, nah, that's not what happened. I respect it. I actually do believe him. It feels true to me. But I do wish that he took his artistry more serious and knowing that he could have been ruined because he had that past information. I don't think he moved in an intelligent way.
And not just the artistry, just the art of war. Eminem won the last battle in 8 Mile because he did what? He said everything the dude was possibly going to say to him, but he said it first. So even if you don't know if you're going to go first in the battle, nigga, I would already have been bringing up the conversation. I know Tay Roc probably going to come with some shit about some paperwork. Let's have this conversation. I would have already been planting that seed. So now, nigga, no, you got to rap with me. And if you do come with some shit, my story is already out there. So you still got to consider the art of war. But I think the underlying theme to all of this is karma. Karma is not about God not liking you or the universe don't fuck with you. Karma is the gravity of action. So whatever you put out into the grid is going to come back in some way, shape, or form. It may not come back from the person you give it to and the way you gave it to them, but it's going to come back next month, next year, 10 years from now. So just do right by people, man.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it also shows the power in speaking your truth. You know, the more you hide your truth, the more you keep in what's happened to you or what your experience are, the more you can accumulate shame around it, embarrassment. You can allow other people to embarrass you and take away all of your personal power. But when you start to own what you've been through, you take your power back. You take your power back. And you take the power away from them being able to use your story against you. That's your shit. You own your story. And you stand firm in it. And those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind.
Part of why I think Kevin Gates does this at every show. The first thing he's, and this is Kevin Gates, right? First thing he says every show, I'm so nervous. You ever been in a room when somebody's performing and they admit their nervousness? It instantly brings everybody closer together and everybody's nervousness disintegrates. So just being able to own whatever you got going on within your system, nobody can really do nothing with you or to you about that because you own your shit. So I think we good on this one. We're gonna start probably reviewing some classic battles because I believe that was the last event of the year. And this channel is gonna be based on battle rap, but we still gonna be doing some pop culture stuff too. We're gonna have a conversation about Tom Brady and Giselle and when women try to stop men's greatness. We're gonna talk about Kanye and Kyrie, so it's not just gonna be battle rap, it's gonna be the psychology of pop culture, mostly battle rap though. So hopefully y'all keep tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe.
All right.
Gang, gang.
See y'all later.